This time, I'll tell you the story of a NEET who ended up buying Pokemon cards. The NEET is 42 years old. He bought 1.2 million Pokemon cards with the intention of reselling them, but he ended up losing everything. He had tried to make
a lot of money from Pokemon cards, but when he returned them with the intention of reselling them, he ended up losing everything. Why did his winnings drop so much? It doesn't make sense. The cards that Y had planned to buy but decided not to have them went up in price. Are you an idiot? Are you going to die? What? You're reselling them? You should die. It's so disgusting that it makes me laugh. He's reselling them all the time. He bought them without even knowing the value of Pokemon cards.
He
had played with Pokemon cards a little when he was a kid, but to be honest, he's not interested in Pokemon or anything like that since he became an adult. So he's not interested in cards themselves. But he happened to find his childhood cards while cleaning, and when he sold them for a high price. That's what prompted him to try reselling them. He thought that if he bought them and kept them for a while, the value would go up. He ended up losing everything. Serves him.
Right, he's
making good money. People who don't
understand the value of things do things like that, which is why they end up in trouble. What? What do you mean? You bought the same cards thinking they would go up in price, but instead of going up, the prices plummeted? Is that what happened? I have no idea what happened. If Y returned them, the amount circulating online would decrease. He expected the price to go up even more. He's a NEET with no money, so he used revolving credit for a total of 1.2 million yen. If it doubled, he'd make a profit of over 1 million yen. He had lent him money, and if he had used the money he had sold to start over, he could have become a millionaire. What's the point? All he has left is debt. Those crappy cards should just disappear. I
don't know how old he is, but I can see an old man crying while holding a Pokemon card, lol. Sometimes
reselling doesn't actually work out.
I really like Pokemon cards, so I'm glad people like me are making a fuss about it.
I want kids and adults who really want them to buy them. I'm sure the manufacturers feel the same way. Why?
Doesn't hate Pokemon cards, but he doesn't understand why popular cards are so expensive.
In the first place, NEETs shouldn't spend more than 1 million yen. Revolving payments are dangerous. Why did you think you could pay it back? Why did you think it was okay to buy it? Why did you think it would go up? That's what
Y wants to ask himself. I seriously thought the price would go up. This is a weather forecast. I thought I could do it, but I have no chance of paying back the 1.2 million yen in revolving payments. Is this bankruptcy? Can a NEET who lives with his parents file for bankruptcy even if he's still living with his parents?
Question mark. Why does a NEET have a credit card in the first place?
I think he had a credit card when he was in college or after he started working. If he left it alone, it would have stayed the same.
How old is this guy? He's
42. But his age has nothing to do with his situation. Will he help me when he gets older? You guys only help women anyway. You
know what I mean.
Even if the person I'm talking to is a woman, I don't want to help such an idiot.
It's impossible if he's reselling. It doesn't matter if he's a woman or a man. It makes me even more angry when he's a man and a NEET. No, this is the first time I've felt bad about reselling.
And I don't have the capital and I didn't win the lottery. So I haven't been able to resell Switch 2s. Anyway, I've dedicated my life to Pokemon cards, so why did this happen? I want them to buy them back at the price they were at before the crash. Even if they did buy them, I'd still lose money on the revolving payment. Isn't revolving payment weird? Why do I have to pay forever? Did they
get involved without even understanding the dangers of revolving payment? Gosho, please rest in peace. I'm glad it ended before he got too cocky. Reselling while he's a NEET. Were you
trying to make a living from selling? That's true. But that's about all you can earn from home.
People who make a living from reselling probably work even harder. That's
annoying, but I think they do a lot of different things.
Sigh, it's because of people like Sogo that Pokemon cards go up in price. It's funny to see them piled up. Sogo's misfortune is making me eat well again today. All he has to do is stop being a NEET. If he earns money, he can make his life work out somehow.
NEETs can't do that. I see.
Revolver lover, you have no choice but to tell your parents. Even if you break up, you need to tell them.
If you say break up, your parents will probably beg you. Why? Is 42, right? Dad's already retired. Of course, he does part-time work sometimes. He does go out to work lightly though. It's really tough. He's done for. All I can say is serve you right. Can I ask how much the 1.2 million Pokemon cards are worth? You'd think it would be about the sound of a sound. It's 1/1. In other words, he's lost about 150,000.
Lol.
NEETs have no choice but to try to make ends meet.
Maybe they should sell their organs, or maybe they should get a geography exam. They should
try to make money in an underground way, or get caught by their parents and pile up the money. Watch.
Lol, keep up the good work.
This is a regular meal. I'll continue to introduce NEET-related stories. Why NEET is about to be taken to the hospital.
Why? He hasn't done anything.
Hurry up and get a job. You're destroying the country. I
didn't do anything. Why are you at the hospital and not at Helloa? Are you depressed? They
must think you're weird. You probably start screaming unconsciously and talk to yourself a lot.
If you're sick, you can use that as an excuse. Why isn't?
Weird though. They're terrible parents who treat you like you're sick just because you don't work.
If you work, you can't be taken. I
applied, but I wasn't hired. That might be the case. Then you can work in the retired category. Yay, apparently.
About 60% of hikikomori have mental illness. Come on, I'm just a normal person. You're
Age is
not normal. I'm
tired of being told to take you to the hospital. What? You're taking me. Go by yourself.
Apparently your parents are also going to get counseling. I don't.
need to go with you.
Well, it doesn't matter which one I go with. Well, it can't be helped since you're sick. Why?
If you're sick and not a normal person, it'll be publicly proven that you're incompetent.
That can't be helped. But I hate being told I'm sick when I'm not. Is there a mustard pill pension course for NEETs?
NEETs are the worst pets. Not only are they ugly, but they're also the worst value for money.
Get a job. I got it because it wasn't too late. Don't
Work because you're already sick and it's a bother. I've
seen stories where people end up isolated in a prison called a hospital. You either
Get certified as a foreigner and go into hard mode, or you work hard. It's a choice.
No one gets into hard mode when they get certified as a foreigner. Why don't you?
Work in the first place? Have you ever worked? You've never had a food experience.
Why? What? I've applied for a lot of part-time jobs, but I got rejected for all of them. Maybe I'm sick after all. Question mark. Why isn't sick? It's rare for someone to get rejected for a part-time job. That's because he doesn't go to the employment office often to look for work or go for job interviews. Doesn't it make it hard for him to be unemployed for a long time?
Many people with mental illnesses don't do that. Is
There is Shimamaru. I'll continue to introduce NEET-related threads. Why do NEETs who live with their brains and work hard die? Is this okay?
no, work.
No. If you work, you'll die. Are you lazy or something?
NEETs are dead in the heart.
It's the standard for the future. Hold your head high.
Let's really make the people of Corridon NEETs. They're
NEETs because they don't want to die.
those who are alive are great.
There are kind-hearted NEETs too. They're
Not living with their brains, they're just running away from reality.
running away is the way to go. Can you explain what's so regular about that?
It's the principle of survival of the enemy. There.
Wasting their lives for the pleasure of working.
But conformity is socially dead.
NEETs are dead beings who don't change whether they follow society or not.
People who don't have anything to protect should be NEETs. They've suffered up until now, so they should at least have the right to live peacefully.
Maybe it's not so hard if you're not alive.
What will you do if your parents die? Well,
Those who can work are happy in their own way. It's a waste to have NEETs in a scene like this. I get it. It's hilarious how all the working adults of my generation are depressed and suicidal. I don't know.
Why do people who have contributed to society have to die? Don't.
die with me.
Stop using the cooler box, men. The one who survives until the end wins. It's
All about making people suffer by living. I
was healthy when I was a NEET, but I got sick when I started working. Your body responds to stress and other things. Why are you trying to brag about being alive? It's because you're serious about it.
When you hit the ball, confidence has become the norm.
It's also uncomfortable when NEET Y wins. Everyone around you is.
Just going down the drain on their own. You should just take it easy and not push yourself too hard.
Thanks to being a NEET, I was able to watch the World Series and enjoy the WBC, which is the best. My working friends can't watch things like this.
In 10 years, of course, the
Regulated sector will be there. If the regulated sector disappears, the NEETs will die too.
what a sad world we live in. Incidentally, it's because we've
Overly glorified NEET labor and instilled socialist values in our society. If the government were to do its bit for us, it would be so easy that we can't stop laughing.
Of course, NEETs are bad, but working doesn't make you happy either. Just look at corporate slaves. They all have dead eyes.
If you think so, then get a job. I'll continue to introduce NEET-related topics. This is from a NEET, but what do NEETs do when their parents die? This question makes no sense. It's the same as asking a normal person what they would do if they were fired from their job or struck by lightning. Well, if that happens, there's no choice but to figure out how to deal with it. Did your
Parents get the better of you after asking a high school girl a question?
just run away from home with all that momentum?
Who doesn't understand the difference between being sure to get angry and not knowing whether they'll get angry or not? If you don't know whether they'll get angry or not, you
Can't feel safe even if you're working. Which one are you comparing and contrasting? It's entirely possible that you'll get fired from your job while you're still alive. And it's entirely possible that your children will die before your parents. We're
talking about what to do in life. But if you're talking about the premise that you'll die before your parents, then the premise is different to begin with. It's
a certainty that people will die. Even if you consider the possibilities, if you prioritize them in order of likelihood, it's more likely that your parents will die first. So you're asking about what you're going to do about it. Even if you don't have a diet history, it's unlikely that a healthy single guy will die. I
don't know if you'll get fired from your job or be struck by lightning, but if your parents are out of luck, you'll definitely die.
So I'm asking you what you're going to do about it, Soji-kun. So why do I have to answer you? It
certainly doesn't make sense. All you have to do is die. You
Can find another job. but there's no going back for your parents. A lot of people say they'll take care of themselves if their parents die, but those kinds of people are the ones who don't even try to die.
Of course it's because you're still alive. You're a
Neat, but you're too relaxed.
If your company goes bankrupt, you can look for another company or start your own business, but you can't imagine the future of a NEET whose parents have died.
Well, if you ask that question, the conversation won't continue even if you come back. Do you think?
Your appearance will change if your parents die? Blocked. They just want to look down on you. So the answer to your question doesn't matter. Well, it's true that working adults who pick on NEETs aren't happy, and
It's uncertain whether their parents will die first.
NEETs only live until 35, right? That much should be manageable.
If you're a child born at 20, and considering the average age, you can live off your parents until you're 40 or 50. If that doesn't work, you can apply for welfare, and if it doesn't work, you can commit suicide. I'm a
NEET, but I don't know what to do about the funeral or anything when my parents die. There's no one to ask, so if I leave them alone, will they end up like Irabu, a total stranger? Look it up on the box or board in front of you. If you can find out, then it would be better to wait until you die. That's
not a question, you're just stirring up the current reality. The
way you talk about death, Sabi, and lightning in the same breath is very NEET-like.
This is really a question about when your parents die. If you think about it, then it's foreign.
What do corporate slaves do with their jobs when they die?
This is no good.
NEETs are idiots. You don't
Have to do anything about it, so just die like that, you need. I
get that you want to do your best in Ronpa and hide your anxiety. Even before Ronpa, you're not Ron, but if you
Get fired from your company, a normal person would take the next job, and if you get struck by lightning, a normal person would be brave. A shut-in NEET with a brain doesn't understand that.
If you get fired, your annual income will go down, but it's your final job. Example of income if you lose your spoiling parents. It's
Quite difficult to get government support while you're still a NEET. But if you go from being a NEET to being homeless, you can get government support relatively easily. It
seems like you're in a really bad place. Sometimes, an incident that provides the answer makes the news. If the company goes bankrupt, they will use the experience and knowledge they gained at that company to find their next job. I wonder what will happen if they go to the parents of a NEET because their experience and knowledge will be broken down. There's no way a complete stranger will tell a NEET to work irresponsibly. I can only think that they are bottom-tier corporate slaves and part-time workers who want to show off and feel good. If you work, you will be able to find your next job. Normally, people are prepared if they leave. That's the premise I'm asking about NEETs. They're just trying to stir things up, and at least they're not saying things out of genuine concern. It would be really bad if your parents died. I'll continue to introduce related topics. I've been a NEET for about 10 years. Can you help me? I
Want to work, but I live in the shitty countryside, so there's no food. It takes 30 to 40 minutes to commute to work. Also, I have avoidant personality and social anxiety. So even if I get a job, I get tired of the relationships and quit right away, and the salary is crap. So what should I do? I have no choice but to give up. I can't do it.
Do you have any intention of working? That's not fair. I have no money. I want to work. I'm
just unemployed. Stop calling yourself a NEET. I've been a
NEET for a long time. I've only wanted to work for the past 3 days. I've been a NEET for 10 years and my mental state is perfect. But I'm still complaining about money and the long commute.
Do you think anyone would want to hire someone like that? But the hurdle is high. Don't lump me in with the wave people.
just work for whatever you want. You're not in a position to choose your food anymore.
I should work too, but it's so annoying that it's really difficult. You're just
Using the excuse that you're a jerk and don't want to work. There's no way a company would go along with someone like that's whims. There's no reason. You baldy, go die.
there are convenience stores, right? And they're
Not hiring. I want a full-time position. If I get a live-in job.
Will it be like that? It's good to want to work. First, let's start with a regular life and exercise. If you start working too hard during that NEET period, you might collapse. I
Woke up early yesterday. I suddenly felt sleepy around evening and slept soundly. When I woke up, it was 10 o'clock. I'm jealous. Just keep being a NEET.
These days, there's a shortage of workers due to the low birth rate. I have to do it. But I can't do it. Help me. How old are you? What can you do?
What did you do for the past 10 years? 24. Well, I can't do anything. I spend all my time on the internet. Then you should go to a food industry training school and get a first-class electrical engineering license. If you're 24, you'll have plenty of time.
You're too stupid to do it. I read my father's electrical engineering license book and it was worth it.
If you study something for just an hour every day for 10 years, you'll be able to reach a decent level. If you use that to your advantage in finding a job, the first step is to find something you want to do without thinking too hard about it.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to make money from home, but it's a lot harder than working normally. It requires capital and I need money urgently.
Now is not the right time. I should continue being a NEET until the times get better. At least now is the right time. I'll
acquire general purpose skills that I can't do anything with. I'll either drive to the countryside or move to the city. First, let's clear this. General purpose skills are specifically, I have a car, but it takes me about 30 minutes to get to the city by car.
Even in the city, it's normal to commute for an hour each way. So commuting by car is fine. General purpose skills include reading, writing, and PC business etiquette.
There's a big difference between an hour in the car and an hour on the train. It must be physically demanding to concentrate for an hour after waking up and spend an hour on the train thinking nonsense. I'm
Not in Tokyo, but I live in the city, so I have things to do even if I'm not home, but it's tough. I don't have a place to work, and I imagine the neighbors will be strict with me. I can totally understand if you're thinking about ways to make money from home. That's probably more urgent. He's the
Kind of kid who used to be an indoor person and read books all the time. He might be suited to be a writer though. No, he'll still get better. So just hang in there for now. He's been a
NEET for 2 years, but I understand what you're saying.
And it'll be even further away if he can find a proper job. It's really hard because he lives in the countryside deep in the mountains. He wants to live alone, but that costs money, right? I thought he had plenty of time in his second year. Maybe it's because he's young. It would be nice if he could find a company that's open to him even after 10 years. There are plenty of them, but places with easy conditions like that tend to be really bad. And if someone like me, who's never been in society, were to join one of those places, it would just go bankrupt. So reality is harsh. Don't you have a driver's license?
I do, but it's really no good in the countryside because it's limited to automatic transmissions. I was underestimating the countryside. I think I have the manual transmission skills, so I'd like to remove the automatic transmission restriction. If there are no good part-time jobs nearby, try working a data entry job while starting to post on Naro. Then, save up money for about 12 years while aiming to become a writer. If that doesn't work, start living alone with the money you've saved. Is there such a thing as, what kind of work is this? I fail part-time job interviews, and even when I do get a job, I quit right away because I can't get along with my relationships. What exactly is the nature of my hard work? Also, why can't I get along with my relationships? It's probably simply because I have a disability.
Even if it's hard physical labor, I can't sleep at all after a day's work. I can't fall asleep until around 4 a.m. and then I quit because it's too hard and because of the mental stress of the relationships. You're
Not trying hard enough. If you're not happy with your environment, there are plenty of temp jobs with more pay. Don't make me laugh by suddenly saying you're a full-time employee, please.
Understand that it's not a matter of effort. I don't mind working as a temp, but I can't do it because of my unsocial syndrome.
So, let me ask you, are all unsocial people NEETs? There are people who work while taking medication. I'm the same. I can't sleep even though I have a 6 a.m. job tomorrow.
You're talking about unnecessary things again, but you're used to it. I'm not used to it, so I can't stand it and quit. That's the difference. Besides, you probably don't use much physical strength. It's easy. I'm not used to it.
I just started, and it's physical work. For now, go to a temporary employment registration meeting. That sounds like a lie. It just sounds like a ploy to get me out of trouble. What kind of work is that? I'm so depressed. Also, your illness will only get worse if you continue living your current lifestyle. People who have experienced it will tell you, if you keep working hard, you won't have to worry about anything. And at least you won't be in need or unemployed. So it will be easier on your mind.
I know it's getting worse. I can see that my cynical nature is getting stronger day by day. It was better for a while, but then I met someone I didn't like, and now there's no more temporary employment. The fact that
You're listing reasons why you can't work from the start because you live in the countryside shows that you're not motivated. You're just stating the facts. I just want to know how to get rid of these guys.
Even if everyone says something, you and I are different. Isn't it always like this? He's
Been a NEET for 10 years, but he complains a lot about his workplace. In the end, he can't keep working because he has lenient parents who let him be a NEET and don't understand the desire to earn money.
Wait a minute, that's not it. What's going on? I've clearly shown you that I'm inferior to others. If you don't understand that and suddenly tell me to do normal things, it's impossible. Corporate slaves are scary. He doesn't even think that being abnormal is abnormal.
This guy is no good when he blames his surroundings. The fact that he can continue to be a
NEET by listing reasons why he can't do something means he hasn't accumulated any. I'm glad his parents spoil him. I'm jealous. He's
always making excuses, lol. What a pain. He's probably just a picky eater. There are factories in the countryside too. He
should just die little by little. Even if one piece of trash disappears, it won't affect me at all. Can you drive? Go to a hard-to-find temporary job. Do your parents enjoy doing this? You probably don't.
have the basic academic skills to go from 14 to 10, so you can only do manual labor or simple tasks. First, try doing some housework at home.
And you'll realize that these NEET corporate slaves are normal and that you're incredibly weak. Also, how about asking for help from the big elephant you're making fun of? He's probably secretly trying to make fun of his wife. To be honest, I feel relieved when there are NEETs who are older than me and have no education. If you have the energy to work, then do it even if the pay is ridiculously low. Don't make excuses. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.